These men are trained and highly disciplined soldiers to avoid losing emotional control. But when it happens, truly impressive moments are captured on video, leaving people with regrets. Let's get started. This tourist decided to record himself singing and dancing in front of the Royal Guards. He thought his John Travolta-like dance moves were impressing them. Until... watch how startled he gets when the guard stomps his foot. Even the other guard next to him gets surprised by the shout. Every royal guard has a horse and can spend hours without eating. This woman found out she was in the wrong place at the wrong time by getting too close to one. There was literally a sign above her head saying the horse might bite, and she still decided to get close. Let's hope this tourist is okay. Ever heard the saying, never turn your back on your enemy? How about a live demonstration? The best part of this scene is the Brazilian tourists in the background reacting to the situation. Good thing that hair wasn't a wig. For royal guards, respecting boundaries is non-negotiable, and breaking that rule, even in small ways, is seen as a big offense. Respect the limits, kids. If you think a royal guard is always staring straight ahead when standing still, you're very wrong. These three kids learned that the hard way. You can be sure they'll never forget this day.
Get off the fence!
Getting too close to a royal guard invades their privacy, and they don't tolerate it, even for a photo. But the tourist didn't care. She got scared by the shout, but still stood there as if she were a royal guard trying to take a photo. If you think a royal guard won't react when you joke around with him, be certain that at the first opportunity, he'll make you regret it.
Stop that!
The shock was so big that the tourist jumped back, scaring even the person filming the video. Disrespecting boundaries is unacceptable, but what this tourist did was even worse. The guard had no mercy in shouting at him to leave. Sometimes, shouting once isn't enough to make a tourist leave, so how about doing it twice in a row in a polite manner? Looks like this time the message was crystal clear. There's one rule no one can break: standing in front of a royal guard while he's marching, or boom. Take that stylish shove as a lesson to never block a royal guard's path. Some people don't even realize they're in the way until a royal guard makes it very clear. Just a light nudge to keep her alert. Think kids are an exception to this rule? Think again. It doesn't matter who you are. If you don't move, you'll get run over. But that doesn't mean luck can't sometimes play a part. Phew, that was a close one. This video shows just how disrespectful tourists can be. This woman got way too close to a royal guard and his horse, violating the rules. To avoid leaving his post, another guard came over to move her away silently, but she stayed near them, knowing full well it was wrong. The guard calmly moved to the other side to avoid shouting at her, but as he returned to his position, she pushed him with her arm and was quickly reprimanded by the police.
Highway!
It's impressive what these royal guards have to endure daily.
Is that alright? Yeah? He asked you to move.
I've got a broken arm and I moved.
Yeah, you didn't. You stayed there. He asked you to move, you didn't do it.
A group of teenagers started mocking a royal guard as he left his post, unaware of what would happen next. After receiving a loud shout in their faces to move aside, they realized royal guards are far more protected than they'd imagined. Messing with the royal guard? Be prepared to deal with people far worse than them.
Right, okay. So we're taking a picture. All right.
No, they were taking the kids.
Is that allowed?
No,
Sorry.
absolutely.
So it's like the...
No, he's a working soldier. He's doing his duty. Any more and you'll be asked to leave. End of. All right, now let me see it again.
We're leaving.
Right,
We didn't know
good.
that.
Thank you very much.
If you think you're brave, look at this guy trying to challenge 2 royal guards like he's Pete Mike Tyson. At first, the guards tried to defuse the situation, but no one can stay calm under such provocation for long. This tourist even managed to knock one guard down and punch another before another guard showed up and subdued him effortlessly. Looks like someone's spending the night in jail. There's always a prankster trying to provoke someone at work, and most of the time, all it takes to stop them is a stern warning, if you know what I mean. Do you think he stopped after that? You bet he did. Even at a private event, getting too close to a royal guard is unacceptable. This time, the guard was calm and allowed the tourist to take a close-up photo. But what the tourist did next was unforgivable. With a shout like that, there's no way the message wasn't clear. Kindness is usually met with kindness, but not this time. Even in the presence of Queen Elizabeth, the guard took action. It seems the only person who noticed the child being hit was her mother.
His gun.
Trying to touch a royal guard will get you shouted at, but actually touching one is even worse. This tourist came dangerously close to testing a royal guard's fury and risking his life. Crazy! Of course, the guards won't stop. They almost dragged the tourist and his wife along with them during their march. Now, what happens if someone purposely stands in front of a marching guard? In this situation, the royal guard had every right to push the tourist out of the way. When a guard is marching, it's a sign of respect to step aside. Some people, however, prefer to challenge this tradition just to assert their own authority. And once again, a royal guard is disrespected in public. The first guard remained calm, but the next one had no patience at all. If you encounter a royal guard, move out of the way immediately. When you cross into a restricted area, the guard can use all available means, including his horse, to enforce the rules. A few more steps, and that horse would have trampled everyone in its path. Touching a royal guard is wrong, but grabbing the reins of their horse is even worse. He seems confused, but deep down, he knows exactly why it happened. A woman had a similar experience. She tried to touch the guard's back while posing for a photo, and judging by the look on her face, it was almost a heart attack. What about another tourist standing next to 2 guards and their horse for a photo? Guess what happened next? There was no other option. He got a good shove to teach him a lesson. Getting too close to the royal horse is already a bad move, but grabbing the reins? That's a recipe for disaster.
Get off the reins!
Even the horses can't catch a break from these tourists. In this video, a tourist tried to sneak into the guard's post while he was marching. It may seem like she'll escape before he arrives, but the opposite happened, and he is furious. The rule is simple: never annoy a royal guard. Another tourist thought it was funny to stand next to the guard and make random hand gestures like he was part of a gang, but the guard didn't need much to put an end to that. Check out the look on the tourist's face when the guard stomped his foot. That reaction was priceless. It's not just guards who give warnings to keep people away. Sometimes the horses do too, with playful nips. If you ignore them, here's what happens. Now she'll always remember the day a horse knocked her down. If I told you a royal horse might mistake your jacket for food, would you believe it? I'm not sure if that was good for the horse, but the tourist will need a new jacket and a reminder to keep her distance next time. Sometimes horses don't need to go all out to keep tourists away. Just a gentle headbutt is enough. One headbutt, and this lady's got the message. Taking a photo from a distance may seem innocent, but if you step into the Royal Guard's area, this is what happens. The tourist's expression says it all. And what about a man trying to take the perfect selfie with a stick? You can see him trying to blend in with the wall, but there's no hiding from a Royal Guard. Even if you accidentally wander into the guard's space, don't expect forgiveness. It's better to leave quickly before the guard gets angrier. But what if two people enter the guard's area, one after the other? The guard must feel like he's yelling at tourists all day long.